December 22nd meeting of the Griggs County Commission to order. We'll start with Pledge of Allegiance.
And pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Maddie, can you hear me?
Yes, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Hear you.
Okay, we're a little short on people in attendance, but we'll take roll call. Avriel,
Josh?
Here.
Yep.
Yep. Here.
Tranby,
Here.
Zorn.
Here.
Edlund is absent and Wakefield is here. We'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Look that over and see if there's anything that needs to be deleted or added. And when someone's ready,
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
we have a motion by Tranby to approve the agenda. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn to approve the agenda. All in favor of said approval?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Let's move on to the December 8th meeting minutes. If you have time to look them over and point out any corrections, mistakes, or omissions. And we'll give you some time to read that over.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 8th as presented
And waive the reading.
and waive the reading, yeah.
We have a motion by Tranby to approve the minutes, the December 8th minutes, and waive the reading. Do I have a second to that?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes approved. At this time, we can have a look at the bills. Same thing applies. Anything you have any questions on, anything that was missed, anything that needs to be looked at, speak up.
There was two, the Chelsea McMillan one for $50 and then the Secretary of State one for $36. That is getting Chelsea to be a notary. I'd like another notary. And but I do see that it is taking that general courthouse over. I can take it. I do have money within the my supply budget that I can take it out of if you wish to do that. We've always just taken it out of general courthouse because the whole courthouse uses it.
Right,
But
that's fine. Just leave it in general courthouse.
Okay.
And we'll amend the
Okay.
we'll amend the budget as
perfect.
I see-
necessary.
I see we're over big time on the fuel. Any ideas on that, John?
Well, I mean that is a prime one of the reasons we have a reserve.
Yeah, okay.
So that is a legitimate use of the reserve, and it's certainly beyond our control. So we will have to fall back on that. And that high fuel prices coupled with it looks going to be an extraordinary winter for moving snow. We're going to be facing this all winter.
There's no extra bills at the end that came in last minute here, Sam?
Nope.
Okay,
Nope, no add-on bills.
okay.
There was maybe a few that could have been add-on bills, you know, that came in last minute, but I'm just pushing those off to your guys' next,
27th.
yeah,
Okay.
your 29th meeting, so.
Sam, anything that you think needs to be called in for
Nope,
us to have a look at?
nope, I looked through them and everything looks good.
Well, if that's the case, I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
We have a motion on the floor by Tranby to approve the bills as presented. Do I have a second to that?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn to approve the bills. This is a monetary issue, so we'll have a voice vote. Avriel,
Yes.
Tranby,
Yes.
Zorn.
Yes.
Edlund is absent. Wakefield, aye. Bills approved. So, now we have Treasurer Eli maternity leave office help. Something we've never encountered before. So, the policy for Griggs County has been that, of course, under state law, we have to grant maternity leave up to 12 weeks. That's not paid. We're not obligated to pay it. What we've done with the elected officials is we have left their salary intact and let the assistant, the deputy, cover for the elected official. What happened here, as far as I can see, is the treasurer, Maddie, went out and hired Connie to come in and take her place.
As a part-time help, right? The temp.
Yeah. So that could be covered under the deputy's budget line item.
Okay,
And there was some money left in the deputy's budget line item,
okay.
but not enough to cover,
Per.
not the full amount. So the bill presented, it was how much? $2,100? $2,600. Excuse me, I probably have it.
And this is gonna finish out the rest of the year, is that correct, John?
No, that's as of present.
As present. So we should be working more into, or when does Maddie come back?
She's on Zoom.
Is it Maddie?
I will be coming back, February 6th will be my first day back.
Right, but
So-
see, the problem is, this
Yeah.
is not policy.
Okay,
This is not budgeted money. This has been completely different and been done in the past. So we don't have a way to do this to cover the expense of this, nor is it policy to do this.
And why it was a little different than normal is, so Aaron started on Wednesday, and that Wednesday night I went into the hospital. So I had one day of training with Aaron, so that's why I had to have Connie come in and cover for me.
Yeah, yes, and so I think we can probably work around it. We're short in your budget about how much, $800? To this point, but going forward, there is no provisions in the budget, nor is there a provisions in policy to pay maternity leave and hire someone to fill in.
oh, that's, okay.
Right. So,
See, we've always had a deputy to take over,
and there is one again, right,
yeah.
and there is one
Yeah.
again.
But in the meantime, we had Connie come in and help. she didn't have enough training for her to do the job, correct?
That's where
Kinda like-
we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
But from here going forward, we don't have any way. The only way to do this is to, as we would with a hired employee, they wouldn't receive a salary, and the salary would go for towards the replacement. And there's really no discussion about it. We put the budget forward based on the policies we have in place, and we let the citizens look at that budget, our proposed budget, and the uses for it. That's the hearing, what the hearing is for. And then when we approve the budget, we are approving that budget and the uses for that money as we presented it. That's according to the Century Code. So we don't have a way. This is not maybe the first part, missing an employee, was an unexpected expense. But moving forward, our policy is not to pay maternity leave plus hire someone to fill in. It never has been, and it isn't.
Okay.
That's not how it's done. So the options are to take the salary from the elected official and use to hire someone if that's the wishes, or let the salary stay in place and have the deputy, with maybe a phone call or video or something, help the treasurer's office complete their duties.
Go ahead.
And we'll give, Maddie was brand new at this, and she didn't know the protocol, but of course, to go outside and hire somebody without funds available and is not allowed. That's why we have budgets. This is going down the same road as we just went down with this sheriff's office nonsense. And if we're going to be spending money outside of what we've told the citizens we're going to spend it on, we are negligent in our duties, and we are costing the citizens money that they didn't agree to participate in. And of course,
I know originally the thought process was to possibly take it out of tax director salary. Is that something that's available to be used?
Maddie, of course, you don't have access to those funds. Those funds were budgeted for the tax director. It's not your decision, it's not our decision to move those funds to something else. Those are the citizens' dollars specifically budgeted to a specific purpose. The fact that you didn't let us in on this, we're letting you slide on. But this, you can't make decisions based on how you think it should go. That's why there's 5 of us here that are supposed to make a group decision to decide how this is going to work. Again, you're going to get a pass, I would imagine, because you were brand new to the job, but that's not how government works. And now we're in a position where all the past maternity leaves have been prejudiced by this maternity leave. All the future maternity leaves are now in question and how we're going to handle it because of what was done here. I don't think there's anything about it. There's a policy in place. The policy was violated, and you don't then change the policy because you can't change the policy. It's not our money. It's the taxpayers' money. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but certainly we have to somehow cover what the expense was already.
The Connie's bill, you mean?
Yes.
Correct.
She was certainly
Very
not
helpful.
in the loop,
Yeah,
and so she was operating under good faith that she was gonna be paid. That has to be covered, no matter how we do that.
so what can we take it out of, I guess, my question for her, for the $2,100
Well, some of it luckily is in the treasurer's
budget?
budget for the deputy, because there was a
Okay.
time when there wasn't the deputy there.
Okay.
And Sam's got those figures there.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just an estimate because obviously she's hourly, so Erin
Yeah.
would whatever. So 1/3 of Erin's salary would be $425.50 per pay period. So then you would double that for the month, and then I took that from the balance as of the end of November, and I get about $1,776.98 estimated leaving unused in the deputy position budget.
okay.
Against how much to cover Connie?
1,200?
Connie's bill is $2,466.84.
So $700 short, yeah.
Yeah.
If you do with like what Maddie was saying, the tax director, there's the $22,136.93. There's also within the general fund, it's called miscellaneous pay. That's used for unused vacation and sick leave. There's $4,263.04 in there.
Oh, those are designated uses that we laid out in the budget. This only can come out of the reserve.
Right.
And to classify this as a unexpected expense is really a push. But that's where it's gotta come out of.
Okay. So we have to, I'm guessing we need to pay county off before the end of the year, correct?
I believe so. That's what, I mean, again, she was out in the cold. Yeah.
So we need to do, basically the bottom line, we need to do something to.
Well, it looks
before
like
December, for the last, to get her paid, can we do something the next meeting and get her paid off, or you follow what
No,
I'm
she
saying?
presented a bill already.
She did, she did.
It's on page 10.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Sorry, that's
I don't know what I missed.
no, page 10.
Oh, page 10.
Yep.
All right, never mind.
Yep. And so she's got it out until the end of the month. This is the whole month of
okay.
December. So
Okay, sorry.
nope, you're good.
Yeah, so we're covered till there.
Sam, was that deputy stuff too, when there was a little bit of time between, Jessica and Brianna as well? Does that include, because I know there's a little bit of time where we didn't have a deputy there too.
This was at the end of the month of November. This was my end of the month.
Okay.
That's my expense report at the end of November.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
So we can cover, again, we'll have to amend the budget at the end of the year. We'll have to take the money out of the reserve in order to cover the over on the treasurer's deputy expense. That's where it's gonna be. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're gonna run the deputy, I think we're gonna run in the scenario I see, we'd run the deputy's budget over by $700 and it would come back in.
And then,
Okay.
okay.
So then, going forward, if Maddie believes that we still have to hire someone, then, and she wants to stay away from the office, then the salary that we would pay her would go towards hiring someone to cover her position.
Well, how much more, I guess, usually, January, February is usually more, I was thinking about December. Don't you guys usually get busy in the office like in January and February? People come in and stuff, Maddie?
Yeah, and I do think, I talked to Connie the other day, and I do think that, she won't be continuing working as much in January, February.
And how, okay, who do you hire?
Erin Hook.
Erin, can she, how is she coming to get the training in for this? Can she do it herself now or not? You follow my line of thinking here. Do we need to have Connie come back or not, or can Erin do it?
Well, that's really
Yeah.
up to Maddie on how
Yeah.
she wants to do it, because if we're gonna have to hire someone to come back,
We'll be the
then
same position again.
No, the county can't.
No, I mean, I'm going back in time here. It'd be the same thing as, yeah, anyway.
I mean, it would, if we're gonna hire someone to come in, then it would have to come out of the salary that we're not paying Maddie.
Maddie on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're obligated to grant 12 weeks of maternity leave. We're not obligated
To pay.
to pay it.
Pay it.
And we don't pay it for our salaried
Well,
employees,
it's just the electric one. Electric
which is
is-
really, that's getting out there too, you know.
Okay.
And I talked with, I researched Century Code and I talked with Jamie about it, and he said that's really the options that we have. We can't make Maddie come back to work. She has the right to stay out for the 12 weeks. And so it's, or whatever, however she decides to do it.
I believe Erin will be able to handle coming into the new year. And if she has questions, of course, I can stop in. I can, like you said, kind of by video chat or by phone call. So I think that's the plan.
That's
Connie won't have to continue to
to-
fill in anymore.
right.
Okay.
In essence, you know, you're an elected official, so if, and it will never come to this, of course, but an elected official that is neglecting their position for whatever reason, then it's not the county commission's job to fill that position. It's the county commission's job to bring that to the notice of the public so that they can decide what they want done. It's the same as if you and I, the county commissioners, were doing something wrong. There's no one to tell us what we have to do other than the people. So it's entirely Maddie's decision on what happens. Because she has the right to stay out for the 12
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah. Or she has the right to anything in between staying out for the 12 weeks or coming back full time, anything in between, she has the right
She
to
can
do
come back
that.
early too if she wanted to.
Yeah, but we've set a precedent where we have, as long as the office functioned
With somebody there.
without any extra dollars being
Yeah.
put into it,
Somebody, yeah,
precedent has said that we have paid the elected official their full salary.
there.
Yeah. And I know this is a circumstance because we had a brand new treasurer, we had brand new deputy treasurers, and we had a switch. We had change over there too, that it couldn't probably be covered the way it was normally was, but now we're to a point where it can be.
Okay.
So I think that we should go outside protocol a little bit and cover what Connie's salary is out of the reserve and the treasurer's budget,
Budget.
and then leave it into Maddie's hands how she wants to move forward.
Okay.
How does that sound, Maddie?
That sounds good.
Okay. So I guess we'll just have to leave it up to you. If you want to hire Connie, you'll have to direct Samantha then how to handle that salary part of it.
Yeah, that's, I just, yeah. I didn't know about this part, so.
No. Well, it's never happened before. I mean, it's going to happen again. Samantha's going to have a baby.
That's right.
Yep. So, and she's in the past, and it's always been able to cover it with the deputy.
Deputy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which is the purpose of the deputy.
Yeah, that's correct. So, do we need a motion to approve Connie's? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll need a
What would-
motion to approve.
Well,
But what do you want to do on that?
It'll just run it over.
yeah.
That's
Do you
fine.
need a
It's
motion?
just gonna go through payroll. I'm gonna push
Okay,
it
so
through.
you don't need a motion per se then, you don't think?
No,
Or, I don't know.
no, because you guys will approve that at the next meeting in your payroll.
Okay.
Payroll
In
sheet.
the September, or the 27th meeting, to pay the bills at the end of the year.
29th.
That's all right.
So, but you're gonna pay it out of the treasurer's budget deputy budget.
Yep.
And it's gonna run that over.
Yep.
That works.
Is that fine with you?
Yeah, that's fine with me, I don't care. So don't do, just leave it as is for right now, so basically, we approve the bills for the 29th, that would be, they'll go through then, correct? She'll get paid then.
I'm gonna push it through payroll on the.
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm saying.
Yep, yep, yep.
So, okay.
So could I have a motion to tentatively approve paying Connie for the services provided?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Tranby. Could I have a second on that?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn. This is a financial dealing, so we'll take a voice vote. Avriel,
Aye.
Tranby,
Aye.
Zorn.
Aye.
Headland is absent. Wakefield, aye. Motion approved to pay Connie for the services provided to the end of the month.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, you'll let us know if something changes. Maddie?
Yes, I will do that. Yep, I'll do that.
Yeah, just
Thank you, guys.
just keep us in the loop and we'll work with you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Maddie.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. Tax modifiers. So these are a set of values, reverse values assigned to land. You probably know what they are. Assigned to land in order to decrease
Or, yeah,
the appraised value or the
these would
the
all
value.
be all decreased, these would be here.
Yes. And they're subject to change by the county commission. We did extensively when we first got in. We went through and
Yeah, because everyone
Everyone
everything
was-
was by solar productivity.
yeah, it still is.
Yes.
But in order, so we don't have the ability to change productivity, but we have the ability to add these modifiers.
Modifiers to it.
There's, right. So when we first got in here, because they had just switched it over, no one had done anything. A piece of land with a slough in it, and a piece of land with 160 acres were valued the same.
Same, correct.
Yeah. So we've been trying to give the taxpayers the ability to adjust the
Fine-tune
values
it.
on their land. Right. And it's still open for adjustments. If you see something that it probably isn't, that probably needs more of a value, we can do that.
So right now, it says modifiers are used at 10% increments with a max of 50%. Is that what I'm reading here?
To max of 50%, yeah.
So let's say you had say you have a real bad salinity area in the field, for example. Let's say it's like 10-acre piece, which is kind of common, So what if I get this right? Then that would be that. So you have the 10% would go against that. Is that how it works? That's what I'm trying, or
In
not?
10% increments. So
So-
if it was at its maximum salinity, let's just say the parcel of land was before we put the modifiers to it, just for easy,
Yeah.
was worth $100.
Correct.
At its maximum salinity of 50%, it would be worth half that.
Half that.
Yes. And these are accumulative. So you can't say I want 50% salinity and 50% rocks and it's worth nothing.
Correct.
You could have 10% salinity, you could have 10% erosion, but you
Yeah.
can't exceed the
Exceed.
50%.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what basically you have to we have to approve this? Is that what we want to do here?
So yes, so I would call for a motion to approve the modifiers as presented.
This is what was last year's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to do that, John.
okay. We have a motion by Tranby to approve the modifiers as presented. Could I have a second to that?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn. by protocol, we would want a discussion period, but we've discussed it prior, but we'll, is there any discussion on this? On these modifiers?
Is that a one-time to be able to do that, one time only?
Each tax period,
Period, yeah.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
yes. Do we have any more discussion?
Is there any, is this to their advantage to clean up, if they're like tillable acres versus like you were talking like a slough? So if they can drain the slough and make it all tillable, is that an
Yeah.
advantage to them?
Well,
Well, yeah.
technically, poor drainage.
Yep.
And let's just say you had a 50% modifier on that land. When you cleaned it up and it was no longer poor drainage, then that modifier would be decreased at some point, to some level. Did you clean it up 100% or did you clean it up? So by doing the work to clean up the land, you're actually raising the taxes on the property.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Some of these, there's not much you can do about it. Irregular field size, inaccessibility, a stream, rocks are pretty hard.
Right, right.
Non-tillable would be, some stuff that just is too rocky and steep or whatever. So, and erosion and salinity are pretty hard to fix. So the drainage is really the only one that you run into that situation, Rod.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Barring any discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Old courthouse, new courthouse. Does anybody have any business on it with either one of those? Anything you want put on the agenda for either one of those? We're kind of getting ahead in the future business, but anything that needs to be done? How's the museum?
We're having another meeting here probably next couple weeks, probably,
Mhm.
We'll discuss we still want to come over and look at, this from stuff out of there,
Mm-hmm.
but wait till it's a little warmer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're interested in, like Mark was saying, about like the doors and some of those things,
Mm-hmm.
They'd like to put like I've never been to a museum where there's different period pieces. There's like a railroad thing. There's a post office.
Mhm.
Schoolhouse. I think we'd like to put a courthouse thing or something or a display in there.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice to use some of that wainscot or whatever in there. So
Mm-hmm.
so it's on the back burner like everything else is. So anyway,
Okay.
okay.
Jamie's not on. We don't know where we stand as far as
Jamie's on.
Jamie.
I have nothing.
All right.
I'd like to hear that.
So we're on to future business. Anything else that needs to be discussed in the next meeting or future meetings? Anything that?
Nothing.
Your first meeting in January, I'll have you guys pick your portfolios
Mm-hmm.
like we usually do. So
Okay.
that's about all I got.
Nothing to think of right now. Do we have to? Do we have to? Yeah, never mind. We'll leave that. Okay.
Okay. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, I'll do that.
Motion by Tranby to adjourn the meeting. Could I have a second?
I'll second that again.
Thank you. Second by Zorn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
I.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Next meeting, special meeting, 29th?
29.
All right. December 29th.
Oh, 8
at-
o'clock, huh? Okay.
December 29th, 8 a.m.
8
in these chambers. And then the next regular meeting, January 5th, 2:30 p.m. in these chambers. Meeting is adjourned at 3:05.